Hello, everyone out there in Rumble X and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. I have now, I have now finished watching Mamma Mia, and honestly, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I don't. I don't know what the hell that was that I saw. There was several times while I was watching this film that I wanted to just turn it off and walk away and make a follow-up video telling you that I couldn't do it. I couldn't get through this. All right, I came real close. Probably why it took so many days for me to just do this video. I mean, not in the holidays, but this was a chore, man. This was not easy for me. Okay. Oh my God. The fact that this actually got made, that someone spent millions of dollars to make this thing and then released it to the world. There's a reason that me and most straight guys out there have never watched this movie. Okay. There's a very good reason for it. All right. And the last time I felt this way about a movie was I remember another movie that you women seem to love is a Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay, I've dated several women that love Rocky. In fact, I dated two women that actually did the Halloween show every year. Okay, where they recreate the movie on stage. Okay, I dated two different women in two different decades that both did that show. Okay, where they would do the play in front of an audience and they would be projecting the movie in the background on a big screen. Okay, I've dated two women that did that, and both of those women wanted me to watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And the first time I said no. The second time I also said no, but eventually the whole argument of, well, I always watch what you want to watch. What can you watch? Okay, so fine, I watched. And we were in my house, in my living room, watching this. And I think I got to the part where I think where Meatloaf comes in there and the motorcycles, and I was like, that's it. I don't give a damn if we break up right now. I don't give a damn. I would rather we break up right now and you go your own way and I go my own way than to sit through another 45 minutes of this. Okay? I went straight up to the DVD player and I pulled that movie out, and I have never, ever finished watching it. And that is the truth. Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's how bad it was. That's how I felt getting sick. The longer I saw this movie, I was getting sicker and I couldn't take any more. Okay? I've seen some really bad movies. Okay? I have a top 5 list of worst movies I've ever seen. But the reason they're on the top 5 is because I actually saw them. Okay? I watched the whole thing. All right? Beginning to end. Okay? I can't put Rocky Horror Picture on that list because I didn't finish watching it. I didn't finish it. I turned that crap off. And that's the way I felt watching Mamma Mia. I wanted to turn that crap off. It wasn't just bad, it was offensive in so many different ways. The least of which was how they butchered the music of ABBA. Those of you who watch my channel, you know that I love disco. Disco is my favorite music in the whole world. You can judge me all you want, I don't care. And I remember ABBA when I was a little boy and I was a toddler. I remember my aunts and uncles. We used to have these parties at my grandma's house. Lots of alcohol. All these relatives would show up, and they'd have music and stuff. And, and I remember they played records. Yes, records were a thing back then. And someone would always play ABBA because we heard ABBA on the radio all the time. Okay, Dancing Queen, Take a Chance on Me, all the gay stuff, all right? Well, today it's gay stuff, all right? It was when I was 3 years old, it was just disco, okay? And, watching my relatives dance to that stuff, okay? You know, and then of course the revival when they started making those what is it, those picture perfect movies, or you know, the ones with all the acapella girls were singing, you know, yeah, that thing too. They were doing ABBA in that as well. But my God, man, it was hard for me to get through this movie, but I did. I got through it. Okay, I got through it because I promised you I was going to review it. Okay, now when I did the last video I did, okay, my introduction video, I told you I'd never seen this movie before. I am never going to see it again, and don't even ask me to review the sequel. I know they made a sequel. I'm not going to review the sequel. I'm never going to touch this movie again. But because I told you I was going to do it, I was going to review this movie, I'm going to review it. Okay? Because I said I would. Not because I want to, but because I said I would. Okay? I told you I was going to do it. Okay? My feelings are left out of this thing. Okay? I said I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. Okay? So where do I begin? ABBA. Okay, so I think we've passed the 6-minute mark now. Okay, so now I can start talking to you the way I really want to talk to you. Okay? This movie's a piece of shit. Okay? It's a fucking abortion. It's a goddamn abortion. Okay? I was offended watching this movie, and the fact that there was absolutely no testosterone anywhere involved, I didn't expect much. Okay, but usually in a chick flick, there's usually a guy in there that acts like a guy. There's no men in this movie. There are no men in this movie. Okay, there's males in this movie, but they don't act like men. Okay. This movie is nothing but, you know, a bunch of, old, drunk women who've passed their prime, who hit the wall a long time ago, that think they're still young and pretty, or that fantasize that they're still young and pretty. Okay, a bunch of immature young girls who place a lot more emphasis on feelings rather than on responsibilities. Okay, which is what you're supposed to do when you become an adult. Okay, if this was a 16-year-old girl, I can understand it. Okay, but this is a 20-year-old girl. Okay, who just woke up one day and realized that she absolutely had to find her real dad. She had to. 20 years old, not when she was 13, not when she was 12. Okay, not when she was 16. Okay, no, when she's 20 and about to get married, that's when all of a sudden it's non-negotiable. I have to find my dad. I have to meet my dad. I have to develop a relationship with him. Okay, and the fact that she was okay with her mom never ever telling her who her father was or anything about him pissed me off so much. You know, that every, the whole narrative that these chick flicks always give you is that men are these deadbeats. They abandon their kids. They're all pieces of crap. They don't want to be involved in their kids' lives, and that is the biggest load of shit I've ever fucking heard. And I believed it when I was a kid because I was exposed to movies like this. Okay, and I listened to my mom and my other female relatives talk about how men are crap, and men, they abandoned me after I got pregnant, or, they divorced me and met a younger, hotter girl, and now I'm a single mom because their dad wants nothing to do, all that crap. Okay, I know those guys exist, okay, but the majority of men want to be there for their kids. Okay, now I'm not just saying that because I'm a father now, okay, I know plenty of fathers that are divorced and that share custody, okay? And they most definitely, okay, go out of their way to make sure their kids are taken care of and that they spend time with their kids, okay? So this whole narrative, okay, about men are all shit, it's so infused into the zeitgeist, especially back then when this movie came out, even before that. I think it started in the 70s, okay? It was so infused into it that now, whenever you see a mom raising a kid by herself, it's automatically assumed that the dad was a piece of shit and left and abandoned her. That's automatic. That's the automatic assumption. You automatically go there. Your mind automatically goes there. The thought that this bitch didn't even try to contact the guy that she fucked to let him know that he had a kid, that does not even come up in your mind at all. And if there's ever a movie where that is the case, you're not going to find that out until like the third act of the movie, near the end of the movie. Okay, that'll be the plot twist. Okay, but no, the automatic assumption is the man abandoned her. Okay? Because being a dad interfered with his real life, okay? Or he was a married man and he didn't want to deal with this drama or that kind of crap, you know. And even if it's a married man, it's always the guy's fault, not the girl's, right? Okay. And that's kind of like, you know, that's kind of the assumption. This movie, that's the big ask of this movie. They want you to automatically go there, because if you automatically go, oh, well, the dad's a piece of shit, that's not why he's not there, because he didn't want to be involved in his kid's life. Since your mind automatically goes there, the movie doesn't have to explain to you the repercussions of that. It didn't have to show you the daughter being mad at her mom for never telling her that who her dad was. Okay? It never has to show you the mom feeling guilty that she never told her daughter who her father was. You never get to see that because it's not there. Because the people that wrote this movie never even thought of it themselves. They knew that you, the audience, would automatically go to, oh, the dad must be a piece of shit, so let's move on. Okay? But now that we find out that there's 3 possibilities as to who the dad is of Sophie, the movie automatically makes it look like, well, what the hell are they doing here? I've been doing just fine without you. Thank you very much. Without your help, thank you very much. I got this. We don't need you. We never needed you. Okay? That's the premise here. That's the ask. That's you're supposed to go in there already thinking this and feeling this way. Okay? Whereas me, I'm an outsider. I'm just looking at what you're presenting me. And that's not what I see at all. What I see is a selfish piece of shit woman who deprived her daughter of a father figure. That's what I see. Now, is she a hard-working woman? Has she busted her ass every day working at her villa? Okay, losing money or whatever, you know, complaining about money despite the fact that she could have gotten money from these men, or at least the one that got her pregnant, you know, to help raise her daughter, but she never even went there, but yet she's gonna cry about money? There's not enough money? It's a rich man's world. What the fuck is this? See, no straight man actually read this script after it was written and it got produced. Okay, this is a load of bullshit. This is a big load of bullshit. And the fact that none of these men who just now discovered that they have a daughter, none of them are mad at her for this. Like, how could you know how I would feel if some woman came up to me, if I found out, like, you know, that, hey, Diego, that girl that you fucked 20 years ago, well, I'm the result of that. Do you have any idea how mad I would be at that woman for not telling me? How you deprived me of being able to raise my child? You know? Does anybody in this movie even give a shit about the dad's feelings? About men's feelings on this matter? No, they don't. They don't. They don't. Now, I try not to get too political here, okay? But me, I am pro-choice. Okay, so don't call me a fucking conservative, okay, or Republican, like I'm not. But I am pro-choice, okay? Yes, it's killing babies. I know that's exactly what it is. Don't call it anything else. Okay, but at the same time, you can't force a woman to have a kid if she doesn't want to have one. Okay, you cannot force her to have a kid if she doesn't want to have one. All right, that's just what I believe. Okay, but once the baby is born, it's a totally different situation. Once the baby is born, okay, my rights as a father kick in. It's not just your rights, it's my rights too. It's our rights kick in as well. And every guy, even if he's a piece of crap, every man has the right to raise his child if they want to. Every man has the right to raise a child. Doesn't mean every man will, but me as a father myself, oh, definitely. Definitely. You think I would ever give that right up? No. No. Hell no. And I'm a dad, all right? Okay, there's no way in hell I was ever going to let any other man raise my son. No other man's going to raise my son. Okay? And I think most men out there, now this movie does not deal with most men. This movie deals with gay guys and middle-aged and old alcoholic women. But if there was a heterosexual man in this movie, somewhere in this movie, or at least who did a script approval or something, you would have seen that in this movie. But you don't. You don't. Because men don't matter in this movie. Okay, I know it's a chick flick. I get that. Okay? But you put in, what, 4 main characters that are men, and not one of them acts like a real man? That's some bullshit. That's just, no, that's bad writing. It's bad writing. Bad fucking story. Okay? And so, in my opinion, this movie's a piece of shit. Now that I've told you that, okay, we need to set some ground rules here, okay, as far as the review, all right? This movie came out in 2008, all right? But however, the tricky thing here is in 2008, I did research on the birthdays of most of the actors in this movie to find out how old they were when they filmed it, okay? But even despite the fact that the movie takes place in 2008, I mean, the movie came out in 2008, it was filmed in 2007, but it actually takes place in 2000, all right? So you got to do the math. It's a little difficult to do the math here, okay? But I did it for you, okay? So just to emphasize, underline the ridiculousness of this movie, all right? Okay, our main character, Meryl Streep, all right? Based on the fact that this movie takes place in the year 2000, okay? Meryl Streep plays Donna Sheridan, the mom, okay? So she was 59 years old when this movie came out. So that means, and since they don't give an actual birthday of her character, I'm going to assume that her character is the same age as Meryl Streep is when she filmed the movie, okay? It makes sense, right? Okay? Which would make Meryl Streep's character, Donna, is 59 years old in this movie in 2000, okay? Sophie is played by Amanda Seyfried, who was 23 years old when she filmed this movie in 2007. But she's playing a 20-year-old girl, okay? A 20-year-old girl, all right? So if you do the math, okay, this movie takes place in 2000. That means that Sophie, that's Amanda Seyfried's character, was born in 1980, which means that her mom got pregnant in 1979, in the summer of 1979. One of these 3 men impregnated her, okay? All right? Now, the summer of 1979, okay, which is 21 years before, okay, that means that Donna would have been 37 or 38 years old. Try to just imagine that, okay? Meryl Streep's 59 years old in this movie. Okay, make her 21 years younger. Okay, it makes her 38 years old, right? So she had a baby when she was 38 years old. Oh no, she got pregnant when she was 30 years old. She had a baby when she was 38 or 39 years old. Her only child. No. The last time I checked, it's not that easy to have a kid at that age. Unless you're like taking some sort of fertility drugs or something like that, all right? So just okay. So just try to wrap your mind around that, okay? Second of all, Pierce Bronson, okay, he plays Sam Carmichael, okay, who's an American despite the fact that he has a British accent. He's an architect, a rich millionaire architect in New York. He was 55 when he filmed this movie, okay? So that would have made him 30. That would have made him 34 or 35 when he impregnated Donna. Colin Firth plays Harry Bright, a banker in the UK, in London. Okay, and he was 48 when he filmed this movie. So that would have made him 27, 28 when he impregnated Donna, which is more believable. He's the youngest one. That's more believable, you know. So anyway, okay. Okay, you got Stellan Skarsgård, who plays Bill Anderson, okay? He was 57 when this movie came out. So that would have made 36. I'm sorry, that would have made him what, 57? He'd be 36 years old. 36 years old when he impregnated Donna. Okay, this movie's trying to make you think that Donna was very young and naive and stupid and immature and reckless when she got pregnant by these three men, okay, by one of these three men. And the implication also, and they do it through flashbacks as well, like not flashbacks, but like, you know, where she imagines them when they were younger, okay? It gives you the impression that she was immature and reckless in her youth, but now she's older, she's middle-aged, she knows better than that. She's not like that anymore, okay? But I'm sorry, okay? But 38 years old, you're still fucking middle-aged, okay? 38 years old is middle-aged, right? You're not supposed to be, you're not a young, reckless college girl on vacation, okay? Okay, you're 38 years old, all right? You know, some hippie smoking weed, going to concerts all the time, okay, is a 39-year-old? Are you out of your fucking mind? Or a 36-year-old? Now, the 28-year-old, I could get that. Okay, fine. Maybe he went to grad school and he just graduated grad school, so now he's out in the real world. You know, I could get that. Okay, Colin Firth's character, Harry Bright, I could get that. But Stellan Skarsgård, really, he's 37 years old and he's just out there, you know, like a wild man. Okay, it makes no sense. These men are too old. Okay, even Meryl Streep is too old. She's the oldest one. You take 20 years away from 59, you got 39. Is a 39-year-old woman that stupid? I know some of them are, but most of them aren't. Most of them aren't. Later on in the movie, she tells her daughter that, you know, her mom, when her mom found out that Donna was pregnant, she told her she could never come home again. Well, really, like, why would a 39-year-old need to live with her mom if she got pregnant accidentally? Think about that. Why would a 38-year-old woman need to live with her mom if she got pregnant accidentally? Isn't that something like maybe an 18-year-old girl would need to do, or a 19-year-old girl, or a 17-year-old girl? But a 38-year-old girl? No. I ain't buying that shit. I ain't buying it. No. No. Okay. So let's move on here. Okay. And then we got some of her friends. Okay. Donna's friends. Christine Baranski. She plays this woman named Tanya, who's 56 years old in this movie. And in real life, I don't know if she was in this movie. In real life, she's 56. And she's your typical Sex in the City old lady, fucking who thinks she's hot and young and just gets shit-faced all the time, and she thinks she's a fucking goddess and that men worship her. And because gay guys made this movie, you know, gay guys and lesbians did make this movie, of course the young men all worship her. Okay, it's the Samantha fucking from a Sex in the City crap. Okay, where, you know, because she acts like she's the hottest woman in the world, okay, all the characters that were paid to be in the show treat her like she's the hottest woman in the world. Okay, no, fuck that noise. Get a real guy in there and he'll show you how hot you are. Okay, you're not hot enough to lick my asshole. All right, and who else we got here? Julie Walters plays a woman named Rosie Mulligan. I don't know how old she is in real life, but in this movie she looks like she's fucking 65. You do the math. She's another immature. She calls herself a lone wolf because she's never gotten married. Whereas Tanya has been married a minimum of 3 times, I think more. But she did say that her fake boobs were bought to her by her 3rd husband. So I'm guessing she's had 4 or more husbands since then. You know, but anyway, yeah. Whereas Rosie, Julie Waters' character Rosie, has never been married. She just writes cookbooks. Okay, and then we meet the groom. The groom is played by Dominic Cooper. Okay, you've seen him before. He's actually 30 years old in real life when he made this movie. Okay, I don't know how old he's playing in this movie. Probably a guy in his late 20s, but he was 30 years old. And like I said, Amanda Seyfried in real life was 23 years old, but she's playing a 20-year-old. We don't know how old Sky's character is. That's the character that he plays, Sky Raymond. Okay, now if you don't believe how gay this fucking is, okay, the name Sky, they got that off of a play, a Broadway play in the 1940s called Guys and Dolls. Okay, and then they made a movie out of it starring Marlon Brando, like in 1950, I think it was, or 55, something like that. And the character there, his name was Sky Masterson. Okay, Sky Masterson. I know that because I played Sky Masterson. Okay, in an off-Broadway show, I played Sky Masterson. All right, and that's where they got that name. Okay, it's just fucking no originality. Okay, and what sucks is that this is supposed to be the man that's getting married in this movie. Okay, and he's gay. He's gay. There's nothing heterosexual about him. He's gay. He's queer. What the hell? I mean, I know that the women in this movie are straight because they're always talking about getting laid and fucking guys. But why do the guys all have to be gay? You know, you're not really going to get your needs met that way. Okay? And this character, Sky Ryman, Dominic Cooper's character, is as gay as they come. Okay, there's no way in hell you can, from the very first time he opens his mouth, there's no way in hell you're going to convince me that this guy is heterosexual, that he thinks about women when he masturbates, like I do. Okay, no, he doesn't. He doesn't. Okay, there's no way in hell you're going to convince me of that. All right, this guy is like there with like Ezra Miller. Okay, there's nothing masculine about him at all. Nothing. Okay, and yeah, he belongs in a gay bar. Well, I guess this movie is one big gay bar, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's Dominic Cooper, okay? So yeah, so those are the main characters in this movie, all right? I mean, Sophie has her like 20-something friends that are there, but the only reason they're there is so that she can explain the movie to them so that the audience can understand what's going on. That's the only reason those girls are there. They provide nothing to the drama, nothing to the main story. They're just there so that Sophie can have someone to tell the premise of this movie to. Okay, how she mailed it to her dad and she didn't tell her mom, and they don't know. They think mom did it. Mom wrote the letters, and oh my god, because it's so important that I need my father because I'm getting married and I need him to give me what, you know. Okay, she does all that explaining. Okay. To those girls so that the audience can understand what's going on, all right? And yes, ABBA does all the songs in here. Now, I didn't realize that almost every song in here is ABBA because I know what an ABBA song sounds like because I've listened to ABBA before and I know what they sound like. And this is not ABBA because these actors do not sing like ABBA, okay? It's one thing to hear, you know, to hear Agneta Falskog, that's the blonde-haired girl from ABBA, sing, you know, Take a Chance on Me. It's another thing to hear me sing it, all right? You don't want to hear me sing it. You want to hear her sing it because that sounds better, doesn't it? Okay? Well, this movie is a whole bunch of other people singing ABBA songs. They sound nothing like ABBA. They ruin it. I about shit myself in a couple of scenes. When I told you there was times in this movie where I wanted to just turn this shit off, okay, some of it was scenes like this, where characters who have no fucking singing talent at all were butchering ABBA songs. Okay, not that ABBA had the greatest songs ever, they did, but they had some really good songs. Okay, Dancing Queen is a legendary song. All right, and yeah, they ruined it. They ruined that music, man. They ruined it for everybody. You know, and the fact that nobody in this movie thought about DNA testing, okay? DNA testing has been around since the mid-'80s, okay? Since the mid-1980s, anyone could pay a fee and get a DNA test done. Granted, it took longer than it does today. Today, it only takes like a few days. You mail it in, and then they email you back the results in a couple of days. But in 1985, or 1990, or 1995, okay, all this stuff was readily available. Okay, it was pricier, especially in the 80s, but by the 90s it wasn't pricey anymore. You know, and nothing that a woman who owns a villa on a secluded island in Greece can't afford. Okay, or if she had bothered to tell these men that, hey, you probably have a kid, they could have easily paid for it because they're all millionaires. You know, so money's not an issue. Okay, the DNA test could have been done very easily. Okay, this ain't the 1930s or the 1940s. Okay, where you couldn't do that stuff. All right, so this movie's expecting me to not think about that. Okay, The name of the island, by the way, is called Kalikari Island, which in English, it's a fake island. Yeah, in English, it means summer. Summer Island. Okay, that's the island that Donna owns her villa in. All right, that she rents it out to tourists. All right, so the movie begins with "I Have a Dream." That's Sophie singing. Amanda Seyfried has a pretty good voice. Okay, it's middle of the night and she's walking to a mailbox where she's going to mail these 3 letters that are addressed to 3 different men, and she's singing "I Have a Dream" by ABBA. And we don't really know for sure what's going on yet, but as far as Sophie's voice, I mean, she sounds nothing like the real ABBA singers, so sorry, I don't buy it. Okay, she mails the letters to 3 guys. One's in the UK, one's in Sweden, and the other one's in the USA. All right, and then we see a montage. All the men get the letters. Okay, while we hear "Gimme Gimme," okay, by ABBA. Okay, "Gimme Gimme," yeah, ABBA. Okay, so during the montage, we hear that song. All the men receive the letters, and they all like shit themselves, and they start making excuses. And they immediately stop what they're doing and decide to go to the airport to get to fucking Greece. All right, all right. Bill, the first one is a Swedish hippie. Okay, well, I mean it's 2000, right? Hippies are gone, but he dresses like he's still like it's the 1960s. Okay, which he would have been in 1960s. He would have been a teenager. Okay, yeah, he would have been a teenager in the 1960s. He would have been like 17 years old in 1960. Okay, so I could see this happening if it was the mid 60s. He would be a young guy in his 20s, you know, just fucking a lot of girls. You know, he has a one-night stand with this girl he met on an island. Okay, I could see that, okay, in his early 20s, okay? But like I said, okay, he would have been 37 years old, right? What would he be? He would have been 36 years old when he met and impregnated Donna. So I don't buy that at all, okay? I don't buy it. All right, anyway, he gets he's like this hippie guy with an American accent, even though he lives in Sweden. Okay, he's got an American accent. He sails boats and he rides motorcycles. Okay, so he's the bad boy. Okay, never grew up. Okay, obviously he's got no wife, no kids, no house. He lives on his fucking boat. He's a fly by the seat of his pants type of guy. Okay. Then we meet Sam. Okay, that's Pierce Brosnan's character. Okay, he's a wealthy architect in New York. Okay, he gets the letter. He stops everything that he's fucking doing. I think he was talking to his board of directors and he just fucking bails. Because whatever was in that letter was important, right? Because he has no fucking life. Neither does Bill. Harry is the third guy. Okay, he's a wealthy banker in the UK. He walks his dogs because he has no fucking wife or girlfriend or kids. Okay, even despite the fact that he's a rich guy and good looking and living in fucking London. Okay, and he's reading like I guess the UK version of the Wall Street Journal. You know, because he's a banker. And then he gets the fucking letter, all right? So all 3 of these men decide to stop everything that they're fucking doing, all their responsibilities, okay, any sort of personal commitments or family commitments they might have, okay? And they just up and leave and go straight, make a straight line towards Greece. Because whatever was in that letter was so important, they had to put their lives on hold immediately to go to Greece, all right? And because they expect the audience to be a dumbass, okay, we were supposed to just believe it because we're hearing "Gimme Gimme" by ABBA. All right, I'm gonna stop my review right here because I'm getting sick. But I'll be back shortly to continue my review of Mamma Mia. Thank you very much for watching this long, and I will see you soon on the next one. Bye.